Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. Zay Flowers, the young wide receiver whose talent has been turning heads since his entry into the NFL, seems poised for a major shift in his career. Rumors are swirling across the league about a possible departure from the Baltimore Ravens, a team that drafted him with high expectations. Sources close to the situation suggest that Flowers has been quietly expressing interest in exploring new opportunities, and insiders hint that multiple franchises are circling with aggressive offers. The speculation is fueled by recent reports of behind-the-scenes meetings between his agents and team executives, which could indicate that both sides are assessing the potential for a trade. What makes this rumor particularly juicy is the timing. With the NFL offseason in full swing, teams are actively reshaping rosters and seeking dynamic playmakers who can instantly elevate their offenses. Flowers, known for his explosive speed, precise route running, and uncanny ability to create separation even against top defenders, fits the profile of the kind of talent that teams are desperate to acquire. Fans are already debating which team could give him the platform to truly shine, creating a buzz that has social media channels flooded with speculation and opinion pieces, making this one of the hottest topics in the NFL rumor mill. The possibility of Zay Flowers leaving the Ravens has ignited a whirlwind of discussion among analysts, commentators, and passionate fans alike. Some believe that his departure could signify a strategic pivot by Baltimore, aiming to leverage his value for draft picks or other key players, while others argue that it may reflect Flowers' own desire to find a team where he can assume a leading role in the passing game. Rumors suggest that franchises with younger quarterbacks in need of a reliable, explosive target are front-runners, and whispers indicate that teams from both the AFC and NFC are eager to make a move. The narrative is further complicated by reports that Flowers' contract negotiations have been unusually quiet, a detail that only fans looking for hidden meanings in press releases have noticed. Sports insiders speculate that his representatives are carefully orchestrating a scenario that maximizes leverage, timing, and visibility, aiming to create an ideal landing spot. Social media platforms are already ablaze with fan theories, mock trade scenarios, and highlight reels, each fueling the idea that a significant shakeup could be imminent. Even former players have weighed in, hinting at the tremendous impact Flowers could have if he lands in the right offensive system, making this one of the most tantalizing offseason storylines currently circulating in the NFL universe. If the speculation about Zay Flowers proves accurate, the implications for the Ravens' offense could be substantial, reshaping the dynamics of their aerial attack. Analysts point out that losing a player with Flowers' versatility and explosiveness could necessitate strategic adjustments, forcing the coaching staff to reconsider formations, target distributions, and play-calling tendencies. Rumors suggest that the team may already be evaluating internal options and external acquisitions to fill the void, including potential trades, free agent signings, or shifts in development priorities among existing wide receivers. The uncertainty surrounding Flowers' potential exit has prompted fans to dissect every preseason interview, training camp update, and social media post, looking for subtle hints of his intentions or mindset. Even casual observers are weighing in on forums and comment threads, debating how his departure might affect the Ravens' overall competitiveness, especially in matchups against top-tier defenses. Meanwhile, league executives reportedly monitor such high-profile situations with keen interest, understanding that a single blockbuster move could ripple across multiple rosters, impacting draft strategies, salary cap planning, and long-term team-building philosophies. With every passing day, the tension builds, and the rumor mill seems to churn faster, keeping Zay Flowers at the center of what could become a defining narrative of the NFL offseason, a story that promises drama, speculation, and anticipation for weeks to come. Meanwhile, whispers about potential destinations for Zay Flowers have ignited fervent speculation among fans, commentators, and insiders who dissect every nuance of NFL roster strategy. Some of the top-seeded teams in need of a game-changing wide receiver have been rumored to engage in early talks, each evaluating how Flowers could fit into their offensive schemes, quarterback chemistry, and long-term plans. Sources suggest that franchises with explosive passing games and young signal callers could offer him both the platform and the spotlight he seems to crave. Observers point out that landing in such a system could accelerate Flowers' development, turning him into a bona fide superstar almost overnight. However, insiders caution that negotiations of this magnitude are rarely straightforward, as factors like salary cap implications, draft pick compensation, and team culture play pivotal roles in the final outcome. The intrigue is further amplified by subtle hints dropped during interviews and social media interactions, sparking debates over whether Flowers himself is steering these conversations or allowing his representatives to orchestrate them behind the scenes. Fans have taken to dissecting old highlight reels, comparing his skill set to potential landing spots, and imagining the possibilities of him lining up against divisional rivals, fueling a social media storm that only magnifies the intensity of the ongoing rumor cycle. The buzz surrounding ZAY Flowers' potential move has also sparked intense discussion about the strategic implications for teams considering acquiring him. Analysts speculate that his unique skill set, combining speed, agility, and football IQ, could transform a struggling offense into a dominant passing attack almost immediately. Teams reportedly see him as a weapon capable of stretching defenses vertically, creating mismatches that force opponents to rethink coverage schemes, and providing quarterbacks with a reliable go-to-target in critical situations. The rumor mill suggests that some franchises may already be lining up potential trade packages, exploring combinations of draft picks, existing players, or financial incentives that could sway the Ravens' decision-making process. Meanwhile, Flowers' own social media presence and public demeanor are under the microscope, with fans interpreting subtle cues as possible indicators of his preferred destinations or openness to relocation. Every highlight reel, post-game interview, and casual comment is scrutinized, adding layers of intrigue to the narrative. As the offseason unfolds, the story of ZAY Flowers continues to capture the imagination of the football world, blending speculation, strategy, and star power into a storyline that seems destined to dominate headlines and fan conversations alike, making every rumor a must-watch topic for anyone following the NFL landscape. Even beyond tactical considerations, the narrative around ZAY Flowers' potential departure resonates with a broader audience due to his compelling personal story and rise to prominence. Drafted as a promising talent, he quickly earned recognition not only for his athletic prowess, but also for his work ethic, resilience, and ability to perform under pressure. The rumor that he might leave the Ravens adds a layer of human drama to the situation, as fans and commentators alike ponder how a young player balances loyalty, ambition, and opportunity in one of the most competitive sports leagues in the world. Social media reactions reflect a mix of excitement, concern, and speculation, with some followers expressing hope that he finds a team that maximizes his potential, while others fear that a change in environment could disrupt the chemistry he's built. The narrative has become a cultural moment within the NFL, illustrating how a single player's potential move can ignite conversations that span beyond XS and OS into questions of character, leadership, and personal growth. As the rumor persists, the tension between professional aspirations and team loyalty becomes a central theme, giving sports media ample material to dissect, debate, and dramatize, ensuring that ZAY Flowers remains at the forefront of football conversation for the foreseeable future. The whispers around ZAY Flowers have grown louder, and the intrigue continues to build as insiders reveal more about his potential move away from Baltimore. Rumors suggest that the young receiver has been quietly voicing his frustrations about his role in the Ravens' offense, where the system has often prioritized the ground game and relied heavily on tight ends. For a player like Flowers, whose skill set thrives on open field opportunities and quick developing routes, the limitations of that scheme may have created a sense of restlessness. Those close to the situation hint that Flowers envisions himself in a pass-heavy offense, perhaps one that leans on high-octane aerial attacks, where his speed and agility can shine. The chatter intensifies as fans speculate about which quarterback could benefit the most from his arrival, with some pointing to young gunslingers who need a reliable number one target. Others imagine him thriving in already established offenses, adding an extra layer of explosiveness to teams already primed for deep playoff runs. The lack of official statements from both Flowers and the Ravens has only heightened the suspense, leaving fans glued to every leak, rumor, and supposed insider scoop that emerges from the NFL rumor pipeline. What's particularly fascinating about this unfolding storyline is how seamlessly it blends the raw athletic promise of a rising star with the business side of the NFL, where every decision carries ripple effects across the league. Rumors of Flowers' departure have led to speculation about the Ravens' broader strategy, with some analysts suggesting that Baltimore may be looking to reallocate resources toward bolstering their defense or strengthening their offensive line. Others argue that moving Flowers could be less about cap space and more about his personal trajectory, hinting that both sides may be quietly aligning toward an amicable split. If true, this would mark yet another chapter in the ongoing evolution of the Ravens' offensive identity, a team historically built on physicality and versatility. Fans are quick to recall similar moments when other young stars transitioned out of their first franchises, often finding breakout success elsewhere. The whispers grow more compelling as mock drafts and trade scenarios flood social media, each one painting a different future for Flowers. Whether he lands in a rebuilding team eager to give him a starring role or a contender that sees him as the missing piece, the anticipation continues to drive endless debate and speculation. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. The conversation has also expanded into the realm of leadership and locker room dynamics, as observers wonder how Flowers' possible departure might affect morale within the Ravens roster. Teammates have been notably reserved when asked about him, delivering rehearsed responses that reveal little but suggest an awareness of the ongoing rumors. Some insiders hint that Flowers has remained professional and committed, showing no signs of disengagement during practices or team activities, which makes the situation all the more intriguing. It paints a picture of a young athlete caught between loyalty to his current team and the pursuit of greater opportunities elsewhere, a tension that resonates with fans who admire both his discipline and his ambition. Commentators have compared his situation to other high-profile moves in recent NFL history, drawing parallels to players who elevated their careers after finding a new home. The broader narrative becomes one of transformation and growth, a story that highlights the human side of sports just as much as the tactical one. For every fan hoping he stays to cement his legacy in Baltimore, there are just as many who dream about watching him thrive in a system designed to maximize his unique gifts, keeping the debate alive and fiery. Speculation about potential landing spots has reached a fever pitch, with certain franchises consistently appearing in the rumor mill as frontrunners. Teams with rising quarterbacks and aggressive offensive coordinators are said to be particularly interested, seeing Flowers as an ideal weapon to develop alongside their young cores. The most tantalizing aspect of these rumors is the thought of Flowers pairing with a quarterback who thrives on deep passes, creating highlight plays that dominate weekly recaps and social media feeds. Insiders claim that a handful of teams have already reached out through back channels, testing the waters to see what Baltimore might demand in return. Trade packages mentioned in these whispers range from high draft picks to veteran players, a sign of just how valuable Flowers is perceived across the league. For fans, the idea of seeing him in a new uniform is both thrilling and nerve-wracking, as it represents both the uncertainty of change and the potential for greatness. Sports talk shows have latched onto the narrative, running endless debates on which franchise would benefit most, while fans flood comment sections with bold predictions, mock trades, and even jersey edits showcasing Flowers in different team colors. The media frenzy surrounding Flowers has become a spectacle in itself, a classic case of how rumors in the NFL can take on a life of their own. Even without official confirmation, the narrative has been fueled by endless speculation, insider leaks, and cryptic social media posts that leave room for interpretation. Flowers' silence has been particularly powerful, as every photo, emoji, or subtle gesture he shares online is dissected by fans eager for clues. This digital trail has become part of the story, making it feel interactive and immersive for those following along. Analysts note that this silence might be strategic, allowing his camp to control the narrative and maximize leverage in potential negotiations. Meanwhile, Ravens fans find themselves in a state of limbo, torn between preparing to say goodbye and holding on to hope that he remains a cornerstone of their offense. The story exemplifies the modern sports landscape, where social media amplifies every rumor into a trending topic, turning speculation into headline news. As the situation unfolds, one thing becomes clear: Flowers has already captured the league's attention, and whether he stays or goes, his name will remain synonymous with excitement, uncertainty, and the promise of explosive potential. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.